Hello, Alan Brewer, and welcome to Rolling Hills Farms 2018 Gift of Life Youth Deer Hunt.
There's a lot of controversy of people in hunting clubs. They get mad because they hear motorcycles, they hear four-wheelers, and I can understand that because they are noisy, and they think that because of that, you can't have any motorcycle races or motorcycle tracks on any property because it's gonna ruin the deer. Well, believe it or not, where William shot his deer was on a motocross track. And there's a race that goes on Silverhawk Plantation. There's like one or two a year out there. And those deer, they don't seem to mind it at all.
And from what I could tell also was that your dad and Alan Brewer, they love to play big kids.
They do.
They're out there riding all
That's
the
right.
time,
Riding
running
all
chainsaws.
The time. Yep, making noise. And those deer, they just, they don't bother them. I mean, one of the biggest bucks I killed in my life, it was on a motorcycle riding park. And a lot of people, they just, they don't agree with it, but to me, it works just fine. It gives a place for the deer to walk through the woods. It gives them good open trail. I mean, actually, I believe it helps. I work for Pro Yamaha Racing. I started off as a mechanic and now I'm crew chief. Randy Hawkins is the boss. He's a 7-time National Enduro Champion and AMA Hall of Famer. But the Greenville Enduro Riders Club, Phil Ellis, all them guys are a bunch of good old boys. I've won the Greenville Little Brown Jug race a couple times when I was racing. And yeah, it's held out here. And it's a good time. Like I said, 1 or 2 races a year they put on, and it really helps out here.
I know I didn't know we was talking to a celebrity.
Not anymore.
You're too young to retire.
Yeah, I retired.
Don't let him fool you. He's one of the best enduro riders standing right here on this property. Randy's in Texas, so I can say that.
Randy's in Texas now, so I guess you would say second best. But I had an unfortunate event back in 2011. At the local national. It's only about 10 minutes up the road.
Tell us about that.
And I was leading my class. I wasn't riding over my head or anything. I was actually riding really smooth. And there was one line I kept seeing, and it was right after a creek jump where everybody was standing. I just kept seeing it. I'm like, that looks like a good line. Well, unfortunately, it wasn't, because I took it, and there was one fellow standing there. I took it, and I was making my way down a little straightaway, and there was a stump in it. I hit that stump in my rear tire, and it just put me right up on end. And I run right into an oak tree that was probably about 22 inches thick. And that stopped me dead in my tracks. And little did I know, it shattered my C7 vertebrae. And I got up and I thought I was fine. I got on the bike, and the fella that seen me, he was yelling at me, trying to get me off that motorcycle. He's like, son, I'm telling you, you are hurt. He's like, you need to get off this thing. I said, I'm fine. I'm leading my class. I got to get going. I said, I got to win. There's only 2 more laps to go. And so literally only 1.5, I was halfway through that lap. And luckily, when I crashed, there's a thing called a bark buster, and it keeps your hands from getting hit by trees. It bent into my clutch lever, and I couldn't pull my clutch and put the bike back in gear. Well, luckily that happened because I calmed down after trying to fix that, and right then I knew, uh-oh, something's wrong. So I sat down, and the guy said, are you all right? You all right? I said, I think I broke my neck. And he didn't believe me. I was like, because my brother, he fractured vertebrae and told me what it was, how it felt. And it feels like someone's sticking a screw in your skin and twisting it. And I felt like I had about 30 of them in my back. And sure enough, they got paramedics. They brought me to the hospital. They rolled me around, gave me some x-rays, CAT scan, make sure I didn't have any problems with my brain. I told them I already had a bunch of problems up there anyways. I ain't half crazy, but no, they said I shattered my C7 vertebrae. They called it a burst fracture, and I thought, oh, fracture, that's not bad. And I looked at the x-ray, and it actually was bursted, and that's what it meant. And
so God was on your side also.
Yeah, he was, because if I would have got back on that motorcycle and took off and maybe crashed one more time, might be in a wheelchair. That's what the doctor told me. And he said I got really lucky. Everything was real close to your central nervous system. But yeah, I mean, they said that it was the best way I could have broke my neck because everything blew away from the nerves. And they went in there, right through my neck, right here. If you can still see the scar, it's little. It used to be about 7 inches long going across. And they went in there and they pulled every little piece of bone out and gave me a titanium one, put a plate on 3 and put 6 screws in there. And I was out of the hospital in a day after that.
What a blessing.
What a blessing. And I was racing in 7 months. I couldn't talk. I hit my vocal cords going on the way in. I said, well, if that's the worst to come out of this, that's not a problem at all.
That's awesome.
So that was it. I mean, it was, yeah, like you said, God was on my side, and if I would have got back up and that bark buster would have been bent in, I could have been in a lot more trouble. I might be in a wheelchair.
Right.
So, yeah.
Don't let Dickios.